Fox News alert: a federal judge blocked the Trump asylum ban on migrants who cross the southern border illegally. The Departments of Justice and Homeland Security insisting the president was well within his authority to institute new asylum rules, as Homeland Security now says more than 500 criminals are in the caravan. William Lajeunesse is live in Tijuana, Mexico. William.
Well, Dana, this ruling is definitely a setback for the administration as it attempts to deter this exodus from Central America. It's a gift to this caravan as well as others that will follow. Now, let me show you the process the administration endorsed. Okay, so you see this tent over here? This is where you put your name if you want to enter the U.S. illegally. Eventually, over the next month or two, your name is going to come up. And then you go over to this line over here, and these are the 50 people who today will be chosen to go into the United States as an asylum seeker. But the judge said this process is too restrictive, saying, and I'm going to quote here from his opinion, asylum seekers will be put at increased risk of violence and other harms at the border, and many will be deprived of their meritorious asylum claims. Well, what does it mean for the thousands here in this caravan and those in the pipeline? It means they get to cut in line. They can cross anywhere on the border where there is no wall, no fence, no wire, apprehended and likely released. DHS says the judge is wrong, quoting from their statement. As the Supreme Court has affirmed this summer, Congress has given the president broad authority to limit or even stop the entry of aliens into our country. Now, this immigrant we interviewed from Cameroon says he is waiting in line because he heard the president.
The president of America was saying everybody who have to come into America have to come in legally. So I think by going this way it means I'm going legally. I should not go and jump over the fence like maybe others are doing.
So despite the president's attempts, notwithstanding, there are illegal immigrants now coming into the country, increasing at this church in Phoenix. Actually, ICE is dropping off people because it has nowhere to put them.
Went from taking in 10 families to 20 to 30. The most we've had is 60. So that's about 2 to 3 people per family. We're talking about like 120 to maybe 150 people here.
So DHS Secretary Nielsen will be here in San Diego today for a news conference, also to boost the morale of troops. I will tell you that when I say border agents, I mean, Dana, because it's frustrating to them because they catch these people and obviously they're going to be released, and that, of course, is disappointing. Despite all this border security, it doesn't do much when someone literally crosses a river and claims asylum.
Right.
Dana?
All right, William, thank you so much. Let's talk a little bit more about this and bring in Dave Brown, former senior advisor to Democratic Senator Patty Murray, and Lanhee Chen. He's former policy director for the Mitt Romney campaign. Let me first go to you, Lanhee, because it's one thing when you want to make a policy change, but then there's the statute. And as I understand it, the statute basically specifically says whether or not entering via a port of entry. And so you can't just carve up a statute and expect for the court to go along with it.
Yeah, this is part of the challenge, Dana, is that the statute does illustrate or does specifically say what the conditions are. Now, it is the case that the vast majority of the people who seek asylum generally don't qualify under the technical definition of what asylum provides for, which is a credible fear of persecution due to any number of protected classifications. So in this situation, I think what the administration is trying to do is to create some workable process to get people into a formal request for asylum. But look, the number of people coming in, the number of people that are trying to do it at this point is really quite overwhelming. I think that's the factor the administration's trying to deal with.
Dave, the administration, the federal government is saying, look, the President of the United States has this authority and that they anticipate that this will probably be, like the Muslim ban, overturned later on. Do you see that happening?
So a couple of things. One, part of what the judge has to look at is the likelihood of parties to prevail on the merits, and in this case he concluded that they would. And, you know, Lonnie's right in how he framed this. I mean, the INA, the Immigration and Naturalization Act, addresses this question on the nose. And the terms of the statute pretty clear, saying that an alien, wherever he or she enters in the U.S., whether it's at a port of call or illegally crosses under that statute can apply for asylum. And so what you have here is a classic conflict between the executive branch and the legislative branch. And at least according to this judge, as I read his order, really it's up to Congress and the administration to find a political solution and path forward. And probably that means a new law.
Lanhee, let me just then ask you, from a policy perspective, then the law probably then needs to change. And we're heading into a new Congress with a split government. That doesn't mean something can't happen. Often good things can happen when you have divided government. What would your approach be here to get this done?
Well, I'm skeptical that there will be an opportunity, even on an issue this pressing, to get anything done. But really, the only thing you need to do is to turn on this network and take a look and see exactly what's happening at the border to realize this is a pressing problem that if Congress does not address, there will continue to be a lack of clarity on. And frankly, all of this ambiguity is a problem for our immigration policy.
And it's not good for the people that are there waiting and putting all the pressure there in Tijuana, suffering on their way up. Sorry I had to cut you a little bit short there. Dave Brown and Lanhee Chen, we've had so much news today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana.
79 people are dead and about 700